Welcome to another Finge podcast.
Here with another PJ podcast, and I have a guest today. Can you introduce yourself?
Yo, what's going on? It's Pablo, Kustom RC Lowriders.
How's it going today?
Chilling, man.
Yeah,
Chilling.
I see you got a bunch of red cats behind you.
Yeah. I feel them, yeah. Chilling right there.
So I've seen you on TikTok, mainly TikTok, a lot of TikTok. You do a lot of lives when you're working on some of the vehicles that you put together and stuff like that.
For sure.
Um, the Tell me about your business and what you do for the RC lowrider community.
Yeah, no, but I mean, yeah, man, we just messing with these RCs, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, not a whole lot of people, there's not a whole lot of companies out there, like making parts for these RC cars
Mm,
nowadays. Or, I mean, these RCs are fairly new. They've only been out for a couple of years, so, I mean, as a lowrider enthusiast, as a lowrider, as a person that likes to mess with lowrider stuff, I'm knee deep into this lowrider stuff now. I mean, I'm into the RC stuff because normally, I mean, I mess with the real shit, with the real cars, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But once these RCs came out, I mean, I'm knee deep into it. Like as far as manufacturing parts for these cars, like basically everything that these cars need.
Yeah.
Like I said, this market's fairly new, and
Mm,
not a whole lot of people are making parts for these cars. So whatever these cars need, I mean, I just figure out a way to how to mass produce these parts, and I just figure out how to make them, bring them to the public. You know what I'm saying? So everybody could be able to upgrade their cars to to the fullest potential. You know what I'm saying? So like as far as producing like engraving kits, like engraved trim,
mm,
suspension, like engraved suspension, like even custom suspension. You know what I mean? Like high
yeah.
lockup kits. Like nobody's making stuff like that. So I mean, there's so many. Like you, I mean, you know how lowriders are. I mean,
Yeah.
the possibilities are endless as far as what you could do to a certain car. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I look at it as, yeah, man. I'm just trying to elevate the market. I mean, the scene, the RC scene,
Yeah.
as much as possible. Because like I said, it's not really a whole lot of people. There's a few. I mean, there's Jerry's out there bringing parts out. There's a couple other little companies, but there's just so much. This is I see it as a new venture for me. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. And I see other companies carrying your product, right? You have
Right.
other
Yeah.
people carrying your stuff already, your stuff.
Ultimately, yeah. Ultimately, that's I guess that's cool. I mean, everything that I mean that I never at first. I mean, it just started like I wanted to hook up my own RC, right?
yeah.
I wanted to do like the engraving on it. Nobody else was providing stuff like that for these cars, so I basically did it on my car. As soon as somebody seen it on my car, they were like, "Where'd you get that at?" You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It kind of snowballed from there. I just started doing it for the homie. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you
Yeah.
know, the homies, you know what I'm saying? So it just snowballing, man. I'm just taking it at how it goes, man. I'm just trying to like keep up with it basically because
Yeah.
it's crazy, man. This market is really blowing up, man. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I see you
sure.
do a lot of your work when you're putting these cars and you're doing stuff. I know you do a lot of a lot of TikTok stuff. And
Yeah, man, a little bit of everything. Like as far as on social media, I mean, if you're not on social media, you're not nobody knows you exist. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
So
mhm.
you gotta put these out there. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put these out there so everybody can see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I mean, man, at the end of the day, I mean, we're just having fun with these. You know what I'm saying? We just
Yeah.
doing what we like to do. You know what I'm saying? Messing with these RC cars, messing with the real cars too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Hell
And
yeah.
then the well, going back to the TikTok, I've been on some of the lives and I've watched all the crazy questions or the people crying about how
Oh
much it
yeah, yeah.
costs, and that's one of the shell shock when people realize that this ain't these ain't like $2 toys or anything like
Oh
that.
yeah.
This is a real money people are investing to do this, to customize these cars.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I mean, people think that they're just gonna spend $100 and they got an RC car. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, man, it's damn.
So
Hold on.
yeah, I was asking, like, the when people see the cost and the shell, the price, there's sticker shock, as they say, of what goes into some of these cars.
Yeah, well, like I said, like I was saying, I mean, generally the people that get surprised by the price. I mean, they're generally people that are, they're not really into the hobby as far as the
Mm.
RC world, because in the RC, I mean, normally a RC, a nice high quality RC is gonna generally cost about around $500-600. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Starting off.
Mm.
So that's pretty normal as far as the price point for these RCs.
Yeah.
But like I said, for the general public that's not into this, that has no clue about this world, the RC world. I mean, they get pretty they get they get thrown back a little bit. They're like, damn, what the fuck?
Yep.
And in most cases, I mean, in most cases, people, like you got people trying to buy these for their kids, thinking
Yeah.
that they're like little, you know what I mean, little toys. I mean, in most cases, people do. Some
Yeah.
people got video like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this hobby's for everybody. I mean, I see kids, I see grown ass
Mm.
man, including myself, playing with these. I mean, this is for everybody, for anybody who could enjoy these. You know what I'm saying? And like when people get kind of bummed out that they're so expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, I see it when I see something that's expensive and that I know that it's without of my reach, like kind of how lowriding is expensive, right? In
Yeah.
general.
Yeah.
So to me, as me, that's kind of like a motivator for me to get my hustle on. You know what I'm saying? To get,
Yep.
that's like my goal right there. To hey, you know what I'm saying? I gotta do this, and that to get my money up, to get my money
Yeah.
right, to get that what I want. You know what I'm saying? So to me,
Absolutely.
I look at it like that. But everybody's different. Everybody sees different ways, things different, in different ways. So that's kind of like a deal breaker for some people, and
Yeah.
that's a motivator for others. So
Exactly.
it's all everybody's different, you know what I'm saying? So it
Most
is what it
definitely.
is.
So I see your case. How many cars have you built for yourself?
Probably like about two or three of them. All the rest of them are probably like customer cars. Like some people they'll just
Mhm.
it's like anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like with these RC cars, you gotta know how to properly modify them
Correct.
because out of the box they don't really do much. I mean they're fully functional. They drive, they hop a little bit, but to make them hit back bumper like real nice, to make them
Yeah.
hit like they're supposed to, you gotta modify them. You gotta alter the way how the suspension is. You gotta rewire the all the wiring, all the electronics. You gotta redo all
Yeah.
that. You gotta upgrade the battery, upgrade all kinds of shit, man. So a lot of people, majority of the people are not mechanically inclined to do that, or they don't
Yeah.
have the knowledge, or whatever it is. They're too lazy to
Yeah.
figure it out. I don't know. For me, I'm all about that. Like I
Yeah.
like learning new shit. So like when these RC cars came out, I'm like, damn, my gears started turning. I'm like, damn, let me
Yeah.
figure out how to make this shit, work better. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I started like the first day I got the car, a $600 RC car. I took that shit all apart. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I took it apart and started modifying this, that, and the other, and man, started putting that shit on the bumper, hitting it, making it hit how it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Making it do what it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Because you know how these lowriders are, man. You gotta have them on the bumper. Hell yeah.
Exactly. So what's one of the most expensive cars you built or sold?
I mean, I've built a car for a customer. I mean, it went well within the like 4K range, something like that. I mean, that
Mm.
was basically inside and out, everything done. Like as far as
Yeah.
the undercarriage all fully upgraded, the suspension's all modified. Everything engraved on the bottom, on the exterior, custom painted, like real
Mm.
candy paint. We're using real House of Color candy paint on the exterior of the
Nice.
bodies. You know what I'm saying? Like basically the full treatment. That
Yeah.
was basically about a $4,500 price tag on that. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
as far as parts and labor, everything all together. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So
Definitely.
somewhere around there, you get something decent for that
Oh yeah.
much.
Well, seriously decent.
Yeah.
I seen you do a lot of the chrome undercarriage, the engraved stuff, chrome and
Yeah.
gold, all that. Now, some of that stuff, I think they started off with stickers. Now you got actual parts. Is that what that is now?
Well, it still is kind of stickers because,
Mm.
well, for me, for what I sell, like I basically retail to the mass production level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I sell I basically reach the mass public. I mean, I
Mhm.
sell these engraved kits basically by the hundreds. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
got an online store, and man, these things are going every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Wow.
having to keep up. Having to keep up with the demand. You know what I'm saying? So,
Wow.
but there is a handful of dudes out there that I'd say there's a dude in Texas named Julian that
Mhm.
he is hand engraving like the bumpers, like
Yeah.
the wheels, the the little wheels, the wheels like that. He's hand engraving it, and
Wow.
that right there, that's there's no way you could reach a mass production level. So
Yeah.
he's doing it like a one-off type of deal,
Mhm.
and yeah, man. I mean, that's real handcrafted type stuff. That man, he's putting in work. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of work. I don't know how the hell he's doing that shit. Like probably under a microscope because these cars. I mean, they're not like Hot Wheels, but they're not real cars though.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the wheels are probably like about this big. And
Yeah.
just imagine I mean, man, that dude gets down on the detail, like as
Yeah.
far as engraving. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he gets really detailed with it. But as far as what provide, I provide a decal engrave kit that it gives you pretty nice. Um, it gives you pretty nice results. I mean,
Yeah.
as far as an engraved finish,
Mhm.
and I mean, yeah, it's easy for anybody to install it. It's just decals. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can
Yeah.
install decals. So I try to reach like the wide audience. You know what I'm saying? As far as
Absolutely.
custom products for the wide audience. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Hell yeah.
Exactly. And one of the things like and to go into this kind of the subject of this podcast, this series is inspiring the next, lowrider generation with these cars. And it's amazing that what's happening right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. A lot of youngsters. I mean, even when I was a youngster, I mean, I wish these shits were out when I was a youngster. You know what I'm saying? But back in my days, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we just had model cars. You know what I'm saying? 125, 124 scale, and that's that's all I messed with back in the days. But I mean, that's kind of why I kind of that's kind of how I let the model cars go for a little while.
Yeah.
I got out of high school. I wanted to build my real car. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I started messing with real cars. But then years, I got a couple cars built already, and then these RC cars came out. I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, go over there. My bad, I got the dogs right here.
That's all right.
But yeah, these as soon as these RC cars came out, man, I was like, hell yeah, let me get one of those. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just jumped on them, and I just took me. It just took me back to ground zero again, like messing
Mm.
with these scale cars again. And man, I'm all for it, man. It's tons of fun for everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
absolutely. And that's also another point with all those grown-ups getting to be a kid again, get to play again, smaller scale.
I ain't tripping, man. When I go live on TikTok and people see me playing with these RC cars, they try to clown me a little bit, like, "Oh man, grown ass man playing with an RC car." Shit, I like messing with these RC cars, man. I got real cars too. You know what I'm saying? I play with anything lowrider related. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, yep.
I ain't tripping. I ain't worried about it. It's a it's a this. I think this is a hobby that anyone could enjoy, whether you're a youngster or a grown ass man. You know what I'm saying? I mean. I like it. Life's too short to be doing anything else, something that you don't like. Man. I mean,
Exactly.
I enjoy messing with these cars, so that's what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
But it's also creating a business too for you.
At the same time, yeah. I mean, I seen the market was there for it. Nobody else is making the parts for it, so I'm like, fuck it. It kind of just took a life of its own. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? I'm just following the wave. Riding the wave, I guess. You know what I mean? It is
Yeah.
what it is.
And so do you do painting and everything, or you just do mainly the stuff that you specialize in?
I mean, mainly I produce a lot of aftermarket parts, like
Mm.
the custom suspension, the engraved kits, stuff like that. I do a little bit of painting. I mean, I don't really offer that like as a
Yeah.
service, but I mean, I could hook the homie up. If he
Mm.
hits me up like, hey, paint my shit real quick, I'll hook him up. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. I mean, the possibilities are endless as far as offering a service
Yeah.
to people, because I mean, a lot of people are. I mean, the demand is there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like messing with these cars, and and they don't necessarily have the time to basically to figure out how to paint or whatever, or
Yeah.
even the patience, or even the you know what I mean. You got to really love this shit to investigate how to do something. You know what I mean? To investigate
Yes.
how to teach yourself basically how to paint stuff, or how to engrave stuff. Hey, shh,
Mm.
fuck, my partner's over here. They blasting over here, man.
Uh,
You know what I mean?
They want
Like
too
if
much
you
your
really
attention.
love something, you're gonna figure out how to. Man, hold on. Let me put this dog inside.
All right.
How to make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, I love this shit. I figured out how to get the get the paint on there right. I figured out how to make them hot right. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's all fun for me. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah.
Exactly. And one of the things I seen, which was kind of awesome, I seen some people with their kids spraying down their cars,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
literally laying down patterns and taping them off and spraying them
Yeah,
in a booth.
for sure. No,
And
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, these RC cars or any even really even if it's real lowriders. I mean, this
Mhm.
is basically an opportunity for you to to enjoy a hobby
Yeah.
that's if it's something that, let's say you ain't got shit to do, you're out there doing dumb stuff, you know what I mean, up to no good, getting into trouble. This right here is gonna keep you occupied pretty good, you know what I'm saying. It's gonna keep you out of trouble. It's gonna keep you pretty busy because there's so much that you can do with these RC cars or even in lowriding in general, you know what I mean.
Yes.
If you're trying to, you know what I mean, if your end goal is to get a car built. You know what I mean? You gotta have a lot of things in order. Your life's gotta be in order to achieve that goal, right? So you gotta
Absolutely.
have your money right, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have the knowledge, you gotta either pay somebody to do it or you do it yourself, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's gonna keep you occupied, you know what I'm saying? So to me, if you have the passion for it, I think this is one of the best hobbies to get into, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
absolutely. And that's what I'm seeing. The new generations are coming
Yeah,
in through the cars.
yeah,
They
for
used
sure.
to be bikes, but now
Uh-huh.
it's the cars. And like anything else, we're opening the doors for the next, custom painters and builders.
Yeah, yeah. No, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, this hobby right here is basically another door that's been opened for young enthusiasts to get into, you know what I'm saying, to another basically another hobby to get into, you know what I'm saying. So it's so much you could do with it. So it's great.
So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
tell me about some of the things that you've designed for these cars.
All kinds of shit, man. I mean, like I said, I mean, the engraved kits, like suspension, like all everything, like, for as far as, I mean, it kind of started off like that because when these cars first came out, there was no chrome undercarriage for these cars, right?
Mhm.
So lowriders got to have chrome undercarriage.
Yep.
It's not gonna look right with a, what I'm saying. So to me, my gears, I'm that type of dude that my gears start going like when I see
Mhm.
something that's not available or that I figure out a way to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I figured out a way. I didn't know nothing about no designing anything about as far as like working with plotters or
Mhm.
anything working with vinyl or anything like that. I didn't know nothing, right? So I
Yeah.
figured out I had a general knowledge as far as that, that there's chrome stickers out there, there's chrome vinyl out there.
Yeah.
So there was no chrome suspension or trim or anything for these cars when they first came out. So I kind of put two and two together. I figured out how to design, basically make custom decals, chrome decals to
Mhm.
put on the suspension to make it look like it has chrome suspension, right? But then
Yeah.
I think about a year or two went by, and Red Cat finally came out with actual chrome parts, right?
Yeah.
So that, to me, that was okay, cool. Red Cat came out with chrome parts, but they still don't have no engraved parts, because lowriders gotta have engraved, we gotta have that
Yep.
flavor on there. So took it to the next level. I already had the stencil for the suspension and the trim and all that. So I basically designed, by that time I already knew what I was doing. So I
Yeah.
designed little scroll designs, and what I'm saying, made little intricate designs and made a engraved kit. And man, that's one of my biggest sellers to date. I mean, these cars
Yeah.
been out for about 3 or 4 years already, and I've been selling those shits nonstop. Like, as far as the engraved kits, that's kind of how that started.
Yeah.
Like the high lockup kits, you see the RC back there, that
Yeah.
don't come out of the box like that. You know what I'm saying? Out of the box, they probably lock up probably about an inch or two, and that's
Yeah.
it. So how lowriders get down. You gotta have that,
Yeah.
especially if you're trying to have a hopper. You gotta have that shit up in the air. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yep.
yeah, man, it comes with a mechanically inclined person like myself. I mean, I figured out extend the trailing arms, you know what I'm saying, modify the suspension, and the drivetrain, the drive shaft, all that shit. I figured out how to do it on my car, but once I did it on my car, everybody was like, "Hey, hook mine up too." You know what I'm saying? And then that's kind of how where it took off to where I started. The light bulb went off in my head. I go to where like everybody wants the same thing that what I wanted, right? So
Yeah.
I kind of started mass producing what I produced on my car. You know what I'm saying? So that's another big seller right there. The high lockup kits, the Y-lean kits. I take a lot of pride in myself to where I try to make it as realistic as possible to
Nice.
where it looks as real as possible. The links are square instead of round. You know what I mean? Like you got the Y bone. You know what I'm saying? And everything, man. Like I said, these RC cars, like you could really put an intensive amount of level of detail into these. That
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like people are like even making little figurines. I don't make them, but some people are 3D printing figurines, and they're making even like they're putting servos in there to where they could turn their head, making it look realistic as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, putting little TVs in there. Jerry did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there's so much shit. Like, the imagination is like sky's the limit, man. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
even seen in Orange County somebody had the girls with the boobs
oh
and they
yeah,
bounce
the
and
homie Mastyle, makes those. Yeah, he
it's
makes
like a
like
gel. It's like a gel.
3D printed chicks and with the bouncy boobs and shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's just
I
tight.
was like,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like everybody has their imagination, that their own flavor that they could put into this hobby, and everybody could enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So like the products that I bring to the market is just what I could put in. Like there's a handful of people, creative people out there that are really getting products out there for these cars, and man, that's just tight. Like the hobby's
Yeah.
growing every day more and more. Every day every time I open up social media, I see something new. Like, oh shit, where you know what I'm saying? Like how do you get that, or how do you do that, or you know what I'm saying? Like somebody's always take it to the next level. I mean, that to me, that's what I love about lowriding. You know what I'm saying? Because you see something, you see somebody do something, and you're like, you know what I'm saying, I could do that or better. You know what I'm saying? And you
Exactly.
gotta. It's always about taking it to the next level. You know what I mean? That's to me. That's what I like about lowriding. Whether it be with the paint, whether it be with the hopping, whether it be what I'm saying, with anything really. So, man, it's just.
And the
Man.
parts that you're making, are you 3D printing them? You're farming them out. You designed them, and then you got
They're mainly manufactured. Well, some of the suspension parts, they're made out of with the CNC machine. You know what I'm saying? They're made out of aluminum, like aircraft grade, high quality aluminum.
wow.
They're supposed to be sturdy so that because I mean people are beating these cars up. They're hopping
Yeah.
on, they're hitting the switches on them, so they gotta be what I'm saying, reinforced and what I'm saying, like well built. So I'm just that's what I'm trying to do, is just bring a high quality product that's able to withstand the abuse. You know what I'm saying? So
I
yeah,
had no idea they were made out of aluminum. I
yeah.
thought they were just another
Well,
cast
from the
plastic.
factory, the parts are plastic.
Mhm.
They're cool. They're able to withstand normal wear and tear.
Yeah.
But when you try to when you go to the next level, when you take it to the next level, and you upgrade them, you try to make them hit like 10, 11 inches. You try to you gotta upgrade the suspension. It's just like the real car, man. You gotta
Yeah.
reinforce everything. Quarter inch. What I'm saying, plate on the frame. You know what I'm saying? Like everything, you gotta be reinforced. The same rules apply to these RC cars, man. Like
Yeah.
you gotta reinforce the suspension and all that.
Have you built a dancer yet?
Uh, I want to, man. You know what? I want to do a couple. I have so many ideas, man, but so little time, man. Because I'm most of the majority of my time, I'm dealing with my real car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With the real car stuff. But the RC stuff is mainly like a side thing. I put in the 8, 10 hours at the shop dealing with the real car stuff. I come home. We're chilling in the garage. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
come home and deal with the RC stuff. I try to fulfill orders to 2, 3 in the morning, and then if I got a little bit of extra time, I'll mess with my own car, a little bit.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that's one of my main goals is make a car dancer. I mean, I got a lot of ideas, man. Like I don't want to say them out here because then
Yeah.
but like Redcat's coming out with that 63, pretty soon next year
Yeah.
sometime. A dancer, I think a replica Joker dancer would be tight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
If you're old school, like I I've been around since the '90s, and I've been into lowriding since the '90s. I remember seeing the Joker back in the days. That's one of my things that I want to do, as far as
Yeah.
like a RC build that I want to do, is just a replica car dancer, have it functioning the same way, and sparks and shit flying out. Make it put like, I have so many ideas, man, and man, I
Well, they
can't
had
wait
the
to guys.
Black Widow before the 59.
Well, yeah, even the '59, the Black Widow, I want to do that one too. But it's just, that's the thing, man. It's you gotta take care of business first, man, and then play, and then be able to do your own stuff. You know what I
Do
mean?
you do the LEDs and everything too?
Some of my cars have like the full lighting systems, like the underglow and all that stuff. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's so much. Like I said, there's so much stuff that you could do to these cars, man. It's crazy. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like I said, it's amazing. And for me, what I see is it's just in bringing in new people that are going to be able to spend time with their kids, it
Yeah,
being a kid again, and
for sure.
the giving the kids something to work hard for. Like you were saying, it takes some of the stuff is expensive. It
Yeah,
gives
yeah,
you motivation.
yeah.
And but the biggest thing to me is the new generation that's so far into it right now.
Well, yeah. Like, I mean, that's a good opportunity for a parent to show. If their kid shows interest in RC like this.
Mm,
I've seen it in a lot of occasions, to where a kid sees this on social media. See, they see an RC car on social media, and they're
yeah,
like, Dad, or they're like, Mom, buy me this RC car, whatever. A parent, that's a good opportunity for a parent to show their kid, how to raise money to get something that they want. You know what I mean? Like, that's a good opportunity to tell their kid, what I'm saying, we ain't exactly balling, or because I've seen a lot of cases to where the parent, they're balling like that, and they just like, they like, uh you know they just buy it for them, they
yeah.
but,
No
they, but
questions asked.
but versus, that's a good opportunity to show your kid how to cut some grass, mow some lawns, wash some cars, raise your money to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? And show them how to be, get your hustle on, basically.
Yeah,
And I mean, that's kind of what I do with my kids. I got 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? 2 boys, 1 girl. My boys are not really into lowriding, but my
mm,
my daughter is. So my daughter was like, I want one and shit. And
yeah,
I mean, me, I could get them easily. There you go, take it.
yeah.
But I make her ass work for it. You know what I'm saying? I put
Nice.
her ass to pack orders. She helps me out a lot on my in my online store. I do on my packing my orders, all that stuff. She helps me a lot.
Yeah,
And yeah, she's already built the car for herself, and she helps me out a lot. And as far as her being interested in this hobby, I mean, that to me, I mean, in the hobby in general, because to me, whether it's RC cars or the real cars, I mean, we go dipping. I mean, she just all into it, all in. And
nice.
that to me, that's, as a parent, that's the greatest. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the greatest feelings in the world, to have your child show interest into what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah,
Absolutely,
hell yeah,
absolutely. And then I mean that's time well spent. Those are memories made.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, my
But
my other sons. I mean, my younger son, he was kind of into it. He's a little bit younger. He's like in middle school,
mm,
and I kind of helped him out a little bit, build his car. He was cool with it, but he kind of lost interest into it, because, like I said, he's more into the video game stuff. I mean, and I'm not gonna like, hey, come on, man. You
yeah,
gotta be into. Everybody finds what they like, in life.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if he's more into the video games stuff, that's cool. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? It's just,
Yep.
that's part of being a parent, I guess. You know what I mean? It's just
Well,
letting your child be.
yeah,
Whatever they're into, you gotta support them. Because, like, I know when I was a youngster, my parents supported me, and into the stuff that I like. Back in the '90s, lowriding didn't have a good look. Everybody,
yeah,
you basically, how it was. You know what I'm saying? Back
yep,
in the '90s, if you were associated with lowriding, like, people, you automatically thought you were a gangbanger or a cholo
yeah,
or some drug dealer, whatever the fuck. And
yep,
my parents knew, they had seen that, but they knew that I was into this stuff, and they still supported me. They knew I wasn't no slanging no dope or anything like that. They just
yeah.
knew I liked the car stuff, so they supported me no matter what. So I support my kids no matter what they like. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man,
Yeah,
that's at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, man. Just doing what you enjoy to do. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah.
absolutely. And that's one thing. A lot of times, well, people ask me, I have my son, and they're always like, "Where is he at?" Or I say, "Oh, I don't make him go to the shows,"
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and I always tell him, I know you're into your video games, and I know it's my fault because I buy them for him. He,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
know what I mean? So I get all that, and then, but he plays with the red cat that I have here,
Uh-huh.
and so one of the things he's interested in is he wants another one, and then he wants a custom one that
Oh yeah,
hops.
yeah.
And I'm like,
Well, there
oh
you
my
go,
god,
man. There you go. You gotta show them how much these actually cost. You gotta get
oh
them,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, making some money, generating some money, and
yeah.
actually
Well,
buying one.
yeah, I have him tell me, you're gonna be running around with me at these shows. You're gonna be my assistant.
Yeah,
You're gonna
man.
have to help. You can't just sit
Put them
down
to
with the
work,
phone.
man.
Yeah, no more sitting on
Hell
the phone.
yeah. Yep. That's
But
dope.
yeah, well, like I said, I've seen you on all of the social media stuff, and I really appreciate, I sit there and I know you go live for a long time, and you're putting
Yeah,
in some
man.
serious work. This stuff is handcrafted, whether it's decals or not, it's still intricate, and you take your time, and
Yeah.
you get to see that you're really working hard on these things. And that's why I asked you to come on, because I know it, you have that insight, because you know that it's constant work, and you appreciate it
Well,
though.
it ain't work if you're having fun, man. So I don't look at
Yeah.
it as work. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
I'm enjoying this shit. You know what I'm saying? Even
yeah.
if it is a highly repetitive thing that you do, like for example, packing orders.
Mm,
To me, that's not work though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something like when you, it's crazy to me to basically have an idea and
mm,
bring it to life and put it, and offer it to the mass public. To me, that's like, you know what I'm saying, that's like the craziest feeling in the world, to be able to make something out of nothing and
yeah.
offer it to the masses. You know what I mean? And that, to me, that's bringing a product to a market that needs it. And to
Mm,
me, I take a lot of pride into when I do something like that. It's I don't look at it as work, man. I look at it as basically living the dream, because I mean,
yeah.
you're doing something that you envisioned. You know what I'm saying? You brought something to life that you had a thought about, and you brought it to life. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah.
Yeah, and you think about it in the '90s and stuff, and I'm sure you can relate to looking at those lowrider magazines and everything
Yeah,
else like
man.
that, and so on and so forth. But where do you see yourself going? Wow, would I ever have thought I'm on this side of lowriding? That you're actually have products people are putting on their cars, their RCs.
Right, right, right. No, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the times, you know how times has changed. I mean, back in the days, we had Laura the magazine, Laura the bicycle. That's where everybody, you know what I'm saying? That was, I guess that was the social media back then.
Yeah,
You got to keep up with the times. Nowadays, we don't got the magazine no more, but we got, you
yeah,
know, online, to where everybody's like channels like yourself. You
mm,
guys bring the lowriding to the masses, right? Kind of taking the place of the magazine. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
you guys, like YouTube channels like yourself, or content creators on social media like Instagram, TikTok, whatever.
yeah.
We're basically taking the place of that magazine and bringing what we love to do, showing the world what we love to do. Basically, hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I, I don't know. I was thinking about it, but I didn't even get them out of my storage. I have them somewhere in one of these boxes. But I have a bunch of catalogs for lowrider bike parts.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like when you open Lowrider magazine, and it'll be
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, you'd be able to, and then you order
Uh
you
huh.
call for the free catalog.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got
So
all that shit, man. I still got all my lowrider magazines since back in the early '90s, man. I got them
yeah,
chilling up there.
so I was thinking that would be cool to make a little catalog, even if it's just to make
Yeah,
it look old school. You know?
yeah. Keep it like how it was back in the days, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that would be a good platform. Like if there was an actual magazine out now,
Mm,
and yeah, man, I'll be down to advertising that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But I mean, like I said, I mean, you gotta, times change. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta keep up with the technology. And I mean, man, I could reach. We're basically reaching a worldwide audience just
Yeah.
with this content right here. This video is
Exactly.
gonna be seen all over the world, versus a magazine is only gonna be seen wherever it's got sent to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's I mean, at the end of the day, man, we just doing what we like to do, man. So whether
Absolutely.
it's a magazine or social media, whatever it is, man, we just like, we just doing what we like, man. You know what I'm saying?
And right here on the bottom of the screen is your Instagram. Do you have a website link or anything like that?
Yeah, it's gonna be the same thing. CustomRCLowriders.com. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
check me out there. Anywhere on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube. It's all the same. Custom with a K, RCLowriders.com or Custom RC Lowriders.
And I'll put a link in YouTube under the info. I'll make sure that there's a link to all your stuff.
For sure.
Take care of
Yeah,
all that. But you know what? Honestly, it's been a pleasure. You know, I really do look at. You got to check out his TikTok though. Look at his TikTok because he
yeah,
goes live all the time and he's putting that stuff together. If you want to be learning, he answers questions and everything. Even if you don't know, don't get sarcastic because he'll throw it right back at you.
It's cool, man. I'm just having fun, man. You know what I'm saying? Some people think that I'm, serious with it. I'm just messing with you. You don't mess with me. You mess with me, I mess with you. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh
hey,
yeah.
I'm just having fun with it. It's nothing serious. You know what I'm saying? We just messing around.
Well,
But
you know, there's those people on there that are trolling just to, you know, they
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I like when people start trolling because you know what I'm saying. I
yeah.
can
Well,
start right back at them. You
it
know what I'm
pumps
saying?
up
I ain't
that
tripping.
social media content. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I ain't tripping, man. You know, we just having fun. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. At the end of the day.
Definitely check it out. And like I said, hit them up. You get a look if you hear about this. If you didn't know about the decals and the chrome stuff, man, I've seen some of the undercarriages you did, and I'm like, wow, it almost put full cars to shame. You know, real cars.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a lot harder to do it on a real car, but yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, on these RC cars, I mean, we definitely try to put them, put them to the highest level possible. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think of one. There was one you did like it was a full undercarriage, and you had it apart, but I'm trying to remember what color that car was. But
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was I was just like amazed at that because you even I think you showed the undercarriage locked up, but
Uh-huh.
you had the whole extended
It
kit
might
and
have been
everything.
one of these,
It
because
probably was the blue one, but I think it was a lot of gold.
yeah. It
Yeah.
probably that purple one. It looks black right there, but it's purple.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, well, this is a customer car though. Probably this one, all done
Wow,
up on the bottom. You know what I'm saying?
that's crazy.
Yeah. So
And
yeah, I
the
mean, it's all like I said. I mean, a real car, a real car is not gonna do a chrome frame or, well, I have seen a chrome frame, but they're not gonna take it to that level. But we're trying to like,
yeah,
what I'm saying, use our wildest imagination, bring it, do it on an RC level. You know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
that's what's cool about these RCs is that you could, basically do something to an RC that you could probably not do on a real car, but you
Mhm,
did it to RC. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
absolutely.
And some parts fell out.
Oh, that's right.
Hell
Well,
yeah. So,
I appreciate your time. I
oh
really
man, thank you
do,
for having me. Have
and thank
appreciate
you
it,
for
man.
coming on. Definitely, I'll let you know when this comes out, and I'll put all your link and information under there. If anybody has any questions or need anything, you know, hit them up.
Sure.
And good luck with your business there with the RCs.
For sure, man. Thank you. If you got anybody got any other questions, like as far as they want to know how to make the car hop good or anything like that, just hit me up, man.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Pinches Lowriders.